Happy Valentine's Day. It's after midnight. I'm exhausted. I just got in from work. We had 600 covers on our reservations, which means 600 bodies dining in our restaurant in like a short dinner service period. We had to like move out all the large tables into a U-Haul and bring in small two-top tables. So it was just pandemonium. So tired. And then this morning I had my Monday, Wednesday, Friday post, which was written content. And then I have my evening video. And I also, so on holidays and special occasions, I've been having fun doing these. So I think of my stories on Instagram as like having my own television network. And sometimes I will broadcast bootleg movies. Like I'll do the highlights, like the clips, some of my favorite scenes, and then, put my little animated GIFs, contextual jokes made from animated GIFs. And so today I was doing this holiday special for Valentine's Day. I was trying to choose, like I get really excited, I do a theme, and it's usually like I have an all-star celebrity turnout. I like to have like thematic story arc playing out, and music. So the Valentine special, and I also like to have a very big mouthful as the title. So it was called, it was like the True Love Forever, Never, and Always Valentine's Day Raucous Love Romp. And it was like, I would put like classic couples that kind of were like doomed to fail, or like we all know that they broke up, and then after it I would do like hot babes of both genders, so that everybody had some eye candy, and I incorporated good songs, and so I tried to make it the story of love found, love lost, love yearned for, love given up on, like that whole thing. So that was fun, but now I'm tired, and I have been dealing with people that were having all of their love come and go tonight. So I'm going to try to poise myself and talk about today's card in a little more detail. It is safe for you to love. I'm going to include the written post in the description, and I think it's worth reading because I'm going to talk a little bit differently about the card for the video. But so it is safe for us to love. We are to open our heart to give and receive of the highest energy of all. And I would just like to point out that I don't think anyone means to close their heart down. It's just that we put like kind of a fortress of defense around it when we're afraid that it's going to be hurt or endangered. Being vulnerable is pretty scary. And it does leave you like open to pain. And I think that it's just inevitable when it comes to love, because even if it goes really well and you stay with the person for the rest of your life, one of you is going to die first. Like maybe you get to die at the same time, in your sleep, like in The Notebook, but probably not. So yeah, I think that the more you can like kind of wholeheartedly embrace the thrill of the inevitable danger of it, then I think it really sets you up for an even deeper love. I don't know, it's like we shrink away. And when has being afraid or playing it safe ever been sexy or exciting? And we don't really think about it, but like being open and vulnerable to like love, to let someone in, to let yourself feel excited about someone, is dangerous. You can really get hurt, and you're like, oh gosh, what if I become consumed? And, what if, I put my heart in their clumsy hands and they don't, what if they drop it? Like, we're all just kind of doing our best and we're knocking around and there's sharp edges everywhere. So yeah, I think it's just one of those things where you got to think of yourself as a daredevil. Like, you're willing to get out there and take another hit. And love hits hard, it really does. It feels great, and that's disruptive. And then you know, after that high is over, it takes work, and there's no relationship that's going to be perfect. Like, it just doesn't exist. And I think that we're finally starting to mature as a human race and understand that. And we're maybe starting to get more realistic expectations around what a lover can even provide to us. I mean, you know, we expect someone to be everything now. It's like, oh, well, I want you to be my best friend, and I want you to be my travel agent, and I want you to be my therapist, and I want you to be my family, and I want you to be my exciting, sexy lover, and then I want you to be my stable, you know, solid security, you know, and it's just like, it's so hard to accept that, you know, and to expect that from everybody, you know, or anybody. And so I think that we need to start just being mentally thinking that it's okay to get all of these things from all of your friends and all of your family, and you don't have to put the pressure on like one person. Nobody can deliver like that all the time. I mean, I can, but like other people can. they can. Also, I want to point out that if your heart is closed or tight or like constricted because it's like scared or it's defensive, you're also kind of shutting yourself off to the rest of life. Like, love is love. And so like the vibration doesn't differentiate between a job that you love, or, you know, friends that you love, or just in general a life that you love, opportunities that you would love, or experiences that would be perfect to you, from a person that you do. If you're closed down to that kind of vibration, then it's not going to come in. You're going to close yourself down, and you're going to shut the door to a lot of opportunities, a lot of happy adventures. So it's about becoming resilient and being able to bounce back. And there's no real easy fix, you know. You just have to start thinking of pain differently and not taking it so personally. I mean, yeah, it is personal when someone dumps you, but it kind of isn't. Like, there's a whole like slew of things going on within them. You know, they have all their issues too. And just because you're not, I don't know, going to be able to stick it out or take it further, it doesn't take the value away from you. It's just a learning experience, and everybody is up leveling and evolving, hopefully, with every single relationship they have. And it's like, you're inevitably going to be rejected, and you can get out there and reject some people. I mean, everybody's going to get rejected. And so for us to be, I don't know, too pitiful about it, I guess, or like to feel too sorry for ourselves, or to get too bogged down in it for too long, or to hold on too tight. It's like, we're not special. Everybody gets dumped. Like, hey, we're all getting dumped. We've all got broken hearts. We're all bitter hags. Join the club. And, you know, I might get dumped again. I might dump somebody again. But, like, I still want to get out there. And I still want love. And I still want it to be deep and passionate and exciting and all the things. And so in order to have that, you kind of have to take a big risk. You have to open yourself up to it. And I think that one thing that helps is that if you see, the responsibility is kind of on us, because if we are around people, like say I start dating a guy and he's not treating me very satisfactory, like he's kind of wishy-washy, or he like makes things up, or he's not totally honest, or I think, you know, is he seeing someone else? Like maybe he is, you know, I mean then generally people spend weeks and months going like, well, I don't know why he's like this, and I don't, you know, and they just kind of like ruminate over the fact that they're dissatisfied. Well, this is what makes it dangerous for us to love, because we are putting ourselves into a position that's not going to be fulfilling. And instead of saying like, no, this isn't fulfilling, I'm just going to wait for something better. It's like people try to hold on to that thing because they don't want to be by themselves. But honestly, I've discovered that being in a relationship that's not going very well, or that's not really a good, authentic, aligned match, is much worse than being by yourself. Like, at least you don't have anybody like antagonizing you, you know, or like making you feel bad or guilty or miserable, or like, I don't know, on edge or jealous. Like, you know, it's just, you need to get satisfied with your own company, so that you're not afraid to leave someone. You know, you need to be able to make sure that you have savings set aside in case you have to suddenly move out and find another place to live that's expensive. So there's a lot of entanglements that keep us really afraid. And so, maybe if we're just take it slower and make very prudent, wise decisions as we let someone earn the right to take another step forward. We wait until we know someone well enough to say okay, is this going well? Is this person trustworthy? Because if they're not treating you well and they're not trustworthy, then it comes down to you to have the backbone to say, no, this isn't what I expect and what I need, and this isn't okay with me. This crosses a boundary, and you either this is what I need, and this is the change that I want to see happen. And if they don't do that, then you need to move on. And so when you're strong enough to move on, then you kind of trust yourself with people, because you're like, yeah, I'll try it out, and if it doesn't work, if they're not great, then I'll move on and I'll be okay, because I can take care of myself and I don't mind being alone. I can give myself love. I can be my own best friend. I can give myself love. You know what I'm saying? Party with your own bad self. So yeah, I think that's part of building trust with yourself, is that the more trust you can build with yourself, the more trust that you can have in other people, because you know that you're not trusting just anybody. You've actually vetted them and made sure that they're trustworthy enough to have the amount of trust that they've earned, that you've given them, and then they can keep it if it keeps going well. If not, you need to take a step back, and let that trust be regained, re-earned. I feel like there was something else. I think it's also important, because I think that there are people that I've heard people say this so many times. They're like, well, why do all these bad guys like me? Why do I attract all the bad guys? Or why do I attract all these bad girls? And it's attractive people, or bright light, it's going to draw bugs and moths, and it's up to you, the light, to swat and be discriminative. It's not that only bad people are attracted to you. There's lots of other people too, but you have to be the one to be your own bouncer. You're getting in, you're not, you know what I mean? So I think that people don't take as active a role in their own love life, and they end up complaining about it a lot, and being oh, I wish it was different. Why can't it be like this? Why can't it be different? And it's it can be, but you have to make the change. Either leave the person behind and continue on and keep looking, or wait and don't get involved too quickly until you know how somebody's going to be. So yeah, part of being safe for you to love is knowing how to take it slow, knowing how to vet people, knowing how to get to know people for a while before you kind of jump into being emotionally entangled and committed. Don't jump into sleeping together right away. You want to take that slow, because it's confusing to get all those hormones and bonding and chemicals involved, and then you're like, oh, this is so comfortable and nice. I have a warm body in my life, and then it gets harder if it turns out that they're not, you don't have a lot in common, or you don't like them as much as you thought, or they're not treating you very well. And so at that point you're like, well, it's so nice having them here. I just want to keep maybe ignoring it until something better comes along, but you really just tie yourself up with that person longer. So learn to trust yourself before you put trust in others. Take it slow. Be wise. Know what you're looking for. Know what your deal breakers are. Know what your non-negotiables are. And if you know that you can take it slow, then you know that you have organically gotten there naturally. And so it is safe for you to love, but you have to use your wise judgment and follow your heart. Can't ignore red flags. Don't just be well, the card said it was safe for me to love, so I'm going to love this person, even though it's obvious that this is a bad idea, right? So pay attention to red flags. But if you feel that overall everything's feeling good, and you're just you've got your own jitters and it's your own issues, then maybe it is. Maybe give them a chance. Take it slow. Don't rush into anything, and it'll be okay. I think I'm talking in circles now. I'm insane. My hair is it looks like I got pulled out of a drain. But yeah, happy Valentine's Day. Check out my story. It'll be up for at least until morning. All the hottie patatas and the good music. It's fun times. All right, happy Valentine's Day, mon cher. J'ai tired. Good night.